Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited to be creating a super fun and super colourful look using pieces from the new Urban Decay KRISTEN LEANNE collection. I have been so excited to create a look using this collection ever since I got my hands on it. And can we just start off by talking about the packaging? How much do we love this kind of neon pink realness? It is giving me life. I love how all her logos, the little love heart, it's like a little neon heart. I don't know if you can see that on camera. But I just think it looks super cool, it's super different. It is very KRISTEN LEANNE, which I love. So the first piece I have from the collection is the Kaleidoscope Dream palette. This palette is so cool, it has got so many cool colours to play with. When I first seen this online, I was a bit confused by the layout, but the colours are so nice and they are really cool and different. So I quite like the fact that it's a little bit of a mix up and it gives you a kind of like lots of ideas of what to play with. This is one that I came up with today, but obviously there's so many more in my mind, so I'm looking forward to exploring this palette further. The second palette I have is the Daydream palette, and this is a really nice little everyday neutral palette. It's got a really nice kind of peachy colour and some nice warm browns and a really nice white highlight shade. Really like this one as well. And of course I can't not talk about the Beauty Beam palette because it's a very special kind of highlighter that's already got a very special place in my heart. And when you slide into the Beauty Beam palette, you can see you've got three colours here, so you can kind of mix and match them and get your perfect kind of highlight shade, layer them up. In fact, I think I'll just put in a little bit more just so you can see a taster of what's to come. Yeah, so this highlighter palette is blinding, it is insane. If you are not subscribed to me, I would love if you would click that little button below. Also hit that bell so you don't miss any future uploads from me. Yeah, if you want to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is prep our skin for makeup, and as always I'm going to go in with my trusty Urban Decay B6 spray. You all know this is a favourite of mine. So now our skin is prepped, I'm going to pop a little bit of the Urban Decay Drop Shot Mix-In Oil onto my face. You can mix this in with your foundation as the name suggests, but I really like the finish when I just press this into my skin. That's only been out for a few weeks and I have been using it religiously since I got my hands on it. I really like the finish it gives to the skin. I also love it mixed in with my All Nighter foundation for when I'm wanting a glowier look. Now I'm going in with my Urban Decay All Nighter foundation in the shade 5.0. Again, this is a total favourite foundation for me. I love the coverage. I love the fact that it will last me all day. And I really like the finish because I love how even though it's matte, it's not a super matte cakey foundation. And I know I have literally used this in the majority of my videos and I do apologise for those of you wanting to see me try something else, but this is honestly the foundation that just works so well for me. And then I just like to take a little bit of my All Nighter concealer, just where I tend to get the most darkness in the under eyes, and then just pat that into place in my ring finger. So we're just highlighting and concealing for the rest of the face with the Naked Skin Concealer from Urban Decay and also in the shade Light Warm. You all know this is my favourite. So I like to let my concealer sit for a little second just to kind of get the most coverage, and then I'll usually start by just blending the forehead in first, because that is the area that I think can be the most cakey, the easiest. And once I'm happy that the coverage of my concealer in the under eyes is kind of getting where I want it to be, I'm going to Beauty Blender all of that out as well. Before I set the under eye, I'm just going in with my Urban Decay Eden Eye Primer. You all know this is a favourite product of mine. And you all know I like to prime my eyelids before I set my under eyes, just so that there is no liquid getting added on top of powder, because I really do not like that. I'm just setting my under eyes with that Velvetiser powder. You can actually mix this in to your foundation to make it more kind of velvety and more matte finish, but I really love it just for setting the under eyes. Now I know this is super hard to get a hold of in the UK just now, but fingers crossed it won't be for much longer, because this is honestly becoming one of my favourite powders. So I'm just taking my Lancome number 17 blending brush in the shade 1212 from the Daydream palette, and I'm just buffing that into the crease. And this is going to act as our transition shade. So I'm quite happy to take this as high up as humanly possible to fake the illusion of any lid space that I don't currently have. Now I'm taking my Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease Brush into the shade Tahine, and we're just using that really nice matte bright orange to really warm up that crease. When I first seen this palette, I was like, oh my god, that matte orange, I need it in my life. So it was a colour that I knew I had to use in this look. I want this look to be really blown out and really bold in the crease, so I'm not being afraid to add as much colour as I could possibly fit on. I'm just buffing out the edges with more of that shade 1212, just to make sure there's no harsh edges. You know we hate a harsh line here. Now I'm just using the shade 8 from the Daydream palette just to add a bit of depth to the crease. And of course I'll go back in and blend it out with the previous colour Tahine just to make sure that it is super well blended. Okay, so now the crease is looking super defined and smoky. It's time to add some colour. So I'm just adding some colour to the lid using the shade TRM from the Kaleidoscope palette. I have wet my brush with some all-nighter setting spray just to give the colour maximum impact and also just to make sure I'm getting zero fallout. And I'm almost cutting the crease with this colour just to make sure that I get a really bold look at the end. I'm now blending a little bit of that colour into the crease. I know taking shimmers through the crease is a cardinal sin of eye makeup, but I just really want to make sure this has got a really nice blend on it. And I'm just taking a little bit more of that Tahine just to make sure the blue and the orange are blended really well together. Careful when you're doing this though, because you really don't want the colour to turn into a green. And then I'm just swiping my finger into LCW, which is this beautiful teal. I'm just really pressing and sliding that onto the lid, almost like a spotlight eye. So now I'm just loading my brush up with the shade Leo from the Leo and Brixton Split Pan. And I'm just putting that all over the centre of my lid again, just to intensify that spotlight on the eye. This split pan, when I seen it, I was like, why are we doing split pans in 2018? Why are we not just doing two singles? But I totally get why, because you can mix the two colours together and get the most gorgeous duochrome, but on their own they are beautiful as well. And then you can't have Leo without Brixton, so I'm going to just clean off my brush. I'm going to go into Brixton, which is the lighter of the two shades, in this little duochrome pan. And I am expecting magic here. Oh yes. I am so obsessed with this little shade topper. I think it just looks super cool. Oh, I'm loving how this look is coming together. I think that duochrome in the centre has just really made it go over the edge. I'm going to put a little bit more on my finger though, because I think you get a really good finish adding a little bit more with your finger. So I'm going to go in with Brixton from the Leo and Brixton Split Pan again, and I'm just going to slide that down the centre of my lid just to again really intensify that spotlight. So we'll just put a little bit more of Tahine underneath just to start smoking out that lower lash line. Then I'm just taking the Urban Decay Eye Pencil LSD and I'm running that along the lower lash line too, just to get a really strong base for our blue underneath. Then taking a mixture of those two blue shades, just running that over the top just to really smoke that out. And again buffing that Tahine to make sure there's no join. And then I'm just going in with the Leo and Brixton just to mirror that spotlight below. Oh my god, I am loving how this is coming together. It looks so nice. Now I'm just running an Urban Decay Deep End pencil into my waterline just to mirror the brighter blue. So we're using the two blues, a teal and a navy, just like the eyeshadows. Now I'm just taking my Urban Decay Detailed Shader brush into the shade Brixton, and we're going to use that as our popping inner eye highlight. And trust me when I say this is popping. Wow, that is some inner eye popping highlight. Yeah, so I'm really liking how the colours have come together in the eyes. I think the colours are so nice. That duochrome Leo and Brixton shade is definitely becoming a favourite. Yeah, I think I really like this, yeah. So I'm just starting to warm up my cheeks using some of my Urban Decay Beach Bronzer in the shade Bronzed. You know, I'll go through this stuff like it's water. So I'm just using the darkest shade from my Shapeshifter palette just to contour my cheeks. So I'm going to go in with the KRISTEN LEANNE Beauty Beam Highlighter palette. Before I do that, just to make sure that my glow is super wet looking and flawless, I am going to mist my face with my B6 spray. So I'm going to start off with this kind of coppery shade first, and we're going to use that as a kind of transition highlight between my contour and my highlight. And this one is really nice because it's got a really nice golden undertone to it, and it will give your skin a really nice kind of sun-kissed look. And then I'm going to take the centre shade, which has become a fast favourite of mine, and I'm just going to take that like so. As you can see, this highlight is blinding. Just take that right up the sides of the temples, and that glow is very good. So as you can see, that highlight is a proper blinding, popping, wet looking highlight. I am obsessed. So now my complexion is done, I'm going to just lock everything in place using my all-nighter setting spray by Urban Decay. And just before we go over the finished look, I'm going to jump off camera, put on some lashes and a lip, and I will meet you right back here in 5 for the finished look. So there we have it, guys, that is the finished look. I hope you guys liked it as much as I liked creating it. Shout out to KRISTEN LEANNE for creating these two bomb eyeshadow palettes. Never mind this pop and highlight. I'm so happy with how the look turned out. The blue has definitely become a firm favourite of mine. I think the eye look is super cool. I love, love, love the duochrome kind of split pan eyeshadow. I think that's a really nice little addition. The highlight, of course, say no more, it is wet looking, it is blinding, it is going to blind the haters, so I obviously love it. So yeah, I'm so happy how this look turned out. If you liked it, then please, please, please give me a good little thumbs up and leave me any suggestions for future videos in the comments below. I've got so much new makeup sitting untouched, waiting to be played with, so any looks you guys would like to see from me, just leave them in the comments or tag me in any pictures on Instagram that you'd like to see me recreate. I always like to see those kind of recreations, and if you have tried to recreate any of my looks, then please, please, please tag me on Instagram so I can see all your pictures. Yeah, if you want to see more from me, you can get me on all my usual social medias, which I will put up here. You know the drill with that. And yeah, if you have not hit subscribe, then I don't think we can continue being friends. So if you want to make sure you hit that subscribe button right down there, that would be amazing as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!